Hi everybody, it's me, Amaya, and today I am doing another part of my new real-life series, Mr. Jack is a Maniac. So if you haven't seen part 1, I recommend watching part 1 first because in the book you're going to have to follow it or else you're going to just be all confused. So we ended on chapter 4 and now we are going where we met Mr. Jack and now we are moving on to chapter 5. Chapter 5 is called Butt Kicking Time. Mr. Jack let everybody into the gym. I stood between Ryan and Michael. Remember, this is AJ telling the story. We've seen a lot of karate movies and a lot of wrestling on TV. Finally, we get to kick some butt like those guys. Do we get to kick butt now? I asked Mr. Jack. First, we need to warm up by doing stretching exercises, Mr. Jack told us. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Guess that makes sense, I guess. Everyone reach up and touch the sky. Oh, yeah. We all reached up and touched the sky. Then we touched our toes. And then we leaned backwards as far as we could go. And then we got to the floor, twisted and turned, and pulled every part of our bodies for 1,100,000 minutes. Then we did jumping jacks. I thought I was going to die. This was the worst thing that happens to us since TV turn-off week. Okay, everybody, sit on the floor, crisscross applesauce, Mr. Jack told us. Grown-ups are used to tell us to sit like a pretzel, but that doesn't make any sense, because pretzels don't sit. After that, they told us to sit crisscross applesauce. Applesauce doesn't make sense either. But one time I sat in some applesauce in the auditorium and got all over my pants. It was gross. Let's close our eyes, Mr. Jack told us. What? How can I kick butt with my eyes closed? Take a deep breath, Mr. Jack said softly. Now inhale. Now exhale. Do that again. Deep breathe. Exhale. Excuse me, I said. What does that have to do with kicking butt? Shh, Mr. Jack said. A closed mouth gathers no feet. Huh? What does that mean? It means to keep quiet and don't say anything dumb or low, Angela said. It's a wise saying. Doesn't sound very wise to me. Hush, Mr. Jack saying. First you must learn how to breathe. I already know how to breathe, I said. If I didn't know how to breathe, I'd be dead. Shh, Mr. Jack said. Sit quietly. Can you hear your heart beating? I listened for my heartbeat. The only thing I could hear was the ceiling fan. Keep your eyes closed and stare at the inside of your eyelids. Ooh, that sounds gross. Just thinking about that. Mr. Jack told us. I tried to stare at the inside of my eyelids, but I couldn't see anything. My eyes had nothing on them. Yeah, he meant to close your eyes. I wonder if everyone else was seeing cool stuff inside their eyelids. I opened my eyes decided to look, but then I couldn't see my eyelids anymore. Someone should tell Mr. Jack that inside of our eyelids are boring. They should put TV sets in there. Then you can watch TV while you're sleeping. That would be cool. Here is a picture. Think happy things, Mr. Jack told us. Allow your stress and bad feelings to escape. Today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Wow, Mr. Jack sounded like a yoga from Mr. Jack sounded like Yoda from Star Wars, but taller and with muscles. Be one with the universe, Mr. Jack told us. The less you have, the more there is to get. Huh? That didn't make any sense at all. Feel the energy within you, said Mr. Jack. It's easier to wear slippers than to cover the earth with carpets. Okay, that one makes no entire sense, really, at all. What? Let your tension melt away, said Mr. Jack. If you hit your toes with a hammer first thing in the morning, nothing worse can happen for you for the rest of the day. Wait, what? I was starting to say that Mr. Jack was crazy. I mean, Mr. Jack is a maniac. Repeat after me, said I yinga. What? I yinga, we all said, even though it made no sense at all. Again. I yinga. I yinga. I yinga. I yinga. I yinga. We had to say that dumb thing, I yinga thing about 1,100,000 times. It was the most boring thing in the history of the world. Okay, open your eyes, Mr. Jack said. Finally, it was over. What a relief. Mr. Jack said that we would be working in small groups, so our class would stay in the gym while everyone else went to their classrooms. Does everyone feel more relaxed now? Mr. Jack asked. Yes, said all the girls. No, said all the boys. We don't want to learn that stuff, Ryan told Mr. Jack. We want to kick butt. Yeah, Mr. Cluster brain you here teaches how to breathe and stare in our eyelids, said Alexandra. No, sorry, not Alexandra. I was missing Andra and Alexa together, said Alexa. I thought Cluster shows how to defend ourselves in case of emergency. That's exactly what you're going to do, Jack replied. Okay, boys. Okay, boys on one side of the gym, girls on the other. All right, it was finally butt kicking time. Michael right up across from Alexa. Ryan lined up from Emily. Nell lined up against Annie. And I lined up across from Andra. Yes, finally. All these years I've been being annoyed by Andra. I was going to get show her who's boss. This was going to be the greatest day of my life. Ooh, said Ryan. Andrew's trying to across Andra. They must be in love. When are you going to get married? Asked Michael. All right. Chapter 6. Sweet Revenge. I looked across the gym at Andra. She was giving me the evil eye. I had to put on my meanest mean face. Finally, I get back at her all the time she made fun of me. All the time she said mean things to me, and all the time she did something better than me. Revenge would be sweet. You're going down, I pointed to Andra. I don't think so, Arlo, Andra replied. But she calls her Arlo because she knows that AJ does not like it. Mr. Jack went to the room where all the sports equipment is stored. He came in with a big rolling cart. It was full of helmets, knee pads, elbow pads, and every other kind of pads you could think of. Do you have iPads? I asked. Do we really have to put all this stuff on? Asked Nell. Yes, Mr. Jack. We don't want anyone to get hurt. Why not? I asked. Isn't the whole point of anything to fight to hurt somebody? We're not fighting, Mr. Jack said. We're learning how to defend ourselves. There's a difference. Wise is the man who knows when he runs out of his invisible ink. What? Mr. Jack sure knew a lot of weird, wise sayings. We all put our helmets and pads. After that, Mr. Jack took out a giant roll of plastic bubble wrap and made us wrap ourselves around in it. He sealed it with duct tape. I looked like a giant marshmallow. It would have been embarrassing, but everybody looked like a giant marshmallow, so it's okay. Mr. Jack stuck a name tag on each of us. Okay, AJ, he said, I want you to attack Andra. With pleasure, I said. And Andra said, Mr. Jack, I want you to do everything you can to defend yourself. Oh, I will. And I said, I will. 1, 2, 3. I came charging towards Andra at full speed. My plan was to tackle her like we do at Pee-wee football. That's an interesting name. But at the last instant, Andra stepped aside, grabbed my legs, and flipped me over, and I went flying. Yeah! Andra screamed. She's doing what Mr. Jack did. Remember, he started screaming, yeah! While he threw the teachers. I don't know exactly what happened next to me, but when it was over, I was lying on the floor. All the girls were cheering and clapping, and all the boys were giggling. Okay, Andra was lucky that time. Anybody can get lucky once in her life. I got up to my feet and came charging at Andra again. This time she bent over the last second, pulled my arm, twisted it, and elbowed me to my stomach. Once again, I was on the floor. Yeah! Andra screamed. Okay, I may have slipped that time. It happens. I struggled to my feet and came charging at Andra again. This time, I was careful not to let her grab me back with her hands. Yeah! It just spun around on one foot. The next thing I knew, her other foot was flying at my head. I tried to duck, but her foot caught me in the helmet and sent me reeling backwards. I lay on the floor next to the bleachers. Nicely done, Andra, Mr. Jack said, clapping his hands. Where did you learn how to do that? I took karate classes after school, Andra said. Now, she tells me. Picture where she kicked him in the forehead. She's pretty good at karate. I should have known. Andra takes classes in everything after school. They would give Clyde how to clip your toenails. She would take the class so she could get better at it. It looks like the shoe is on the other foot, Arlo, Andra said, sneering at me. Huh? What did she say to do with my anything? He does not understand metaphors at all. I looked down at my feet and made sure I had to put my shoes on backwards. That when Andrea came charging at me. I put my hands on the last second to protect my face, but she took a flying leap, and the two of us lay in a heap on the floor, with Andrea sitting on the top of me. She was holding her fist up in the air, and all the girls were cheering. Ooh, I said, Andrea must have totally kicked AJ's butt. They must be in love. When are you guys gonna get married? If those guys were my best friends, I would hate them. Chapter 7. The Key to Self-Defense. After that, we had to go back to class so the other grades could get their turn with Mr. Jack. My teacher, Mr. Granite, started talking all about fraction and stuff, but I couldn't pay attention. I kept thinking about what happened in the gym. Not only did a girl kick my butt. Who says girl can't kick boy's butt? Boy, if you think that, Andrea better teach you that by now. But the girl was Andrea. And not only did she kick my butt, she kicked my butt with the whole class watching. The best day of my life had turned into the worst day of my life. Sitting in class, I felt like everyone was looking at me and whispering. I wanted to run away to Antarctica and live with the penguins. Penguins don't attack each other. Penguins are nice. After about 1,100,000 minutes, an announcement came on the loudspeaker. Our class had gone to the gym for another lesson with Mr. Jack. I didn't want to go, but I knew that I had to. If I said I didn't feel well and made some kind of excuse, everyone would know just because I don't want Andrew to kick my butt again. We walked to the gym in a single file line. In the middle of the gym floor was a machine, like some big vacuum cleaner or something. What is that, Mr. Jack? I said, the new kid. So he came to school. Yeah, you all know what a new kid means. Oh, you'll see, Mr. Jack said. Let's get down to business. I want the whole class to stand on the blue line. We all went to the blue line. I stood between Ryan and Michael. Mr. Jack went over to the machine in the middle of the gym. I have a good feeling about this, Ryan whispered to me. Me neither. Now, the best way to defend yourself in a fight is to not get into the fight in the first place, Mr. Jack, right? Here's a picture with them in class. And he's like, oh my gosh, can't believe I just lost. Oopsies. Right, we all said. When grown-ups say, right, you should always answer, right. That's the first rule being a kid. So it's hard of self-defense. So the key to self-defense is to avoid hand-to-hand combat. So Mr. Jack, right. And sometimes you have to be quick on your feet. Right. And sometimes you have to get out of the way. Right. Mr. Jack flipped the switch on the machine, and it started making a whirling sound. So let's see how good you are getting out of the way, Mr. Jack said. He pushed a button on the machine, and you never believe in 1,100,000 years what came on shooting out of it. Ping pong balls. They were coming directly at us. Watch out, Alexa shouted. Ping pong balls were flying everywhere. Everyone was yelling and screaming and freaking out. Why are you shooting ping pong balls at us? Shouted Andrea. See how good you are getting out of the way, Mr. Jack said. Stay on the blue line. Try and get hit. Oh, he got me, screamed Emily after ping pong ball bounced off her head. If you get hit, you're out of the game, Mr. Jack said. Go sit on the side. Emily started crying, and she went right out of the gym. Now, anybody who's at school or anybody, do not say what he's about to say, okay? What a crybaby. You do not say that to people. If you do, you deserve to get beat up by Andrea, okay? You do. Mr. Jack moved the ping pong balls back and forth so the balls sprayed across the whole class. Duck, dive, dip, dodge, he yelled with a crazy look in his eyes. Eagles may fly storm, but weasels don't get sucked into the engines. What? Mr. Jack is a maniac. It says that in the book. We were all diving out of the way, but Ryan got hit on the leg. He was out. And then Michael got hit on the arm. He was out. Leslie got hit in the back. She was out. One by one, kids were getting nailed with ping pong balls and going off to stand on the side of the gym. Ah ha 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 ha! Let me do a better you are. Ah ha 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 ha! Yelled Mr. Jack after Nell got hit in the chest. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, he's going a little bit cool. I was either left or right and jumping up and down like crazy. There was only one other kid on the blue line. Andrea. Mr. Jack stopped for a minute to reload the ping pong machine. I was breathing very hard. Beat him again, Andra! Shouted one of the girls. You can do it, AJ! Shouted one of the boys. Only 2 kids left, Mr. Jack said silently. Who will be the last one standing? I like to say that I don't approve of this violence, Andra said. It's very inappropriate for children. What do you have against violins? I asked. Stop violins. Mr. Jack pushed the button again, and then the ping-pong ball started flying at Andrew and me, faster than ever. I dove to my left. What is that? That's my left. Dove to the left. I dove to my right. I jumped up in the air. Then it hit a pop. We both hit Andrew on the shoulder. Ouchie, that hurt. So there's all of them. They're getting attacked by ping-pong balls, and this guy's like, oh yeah, keep going. Crazy. Everyone started cheering. Mr. Jack dropped the machine. You're the man, AJ, Ryan shouted. Everybody in the class came over and told me how awesome I was. Andrew gave me a hug and said, You're my hero, Arlo. Did I read that right? Andrew. Wow. Mr. Jack gave me a certificate that says First Class Ping Pong Avoider. It was the greatest day of my life. I think we have time for one more. Chapter 8. Intimidation. Mr. Jack rolled over the ping-pong ball machine over to the corner of the gym. He told us to sit on the floor. Okay, he said, the next thing you need to learn is intimidation. That's a pretty big word. 5 syllables. Does anyone know what it means? A syllable is a part of a word, I said. No, dumbhead, said Michael. You want to know what intimidation means? I knew that, I lied. Andrea waved her hand in the air like she was trying to flag down a helicopter. What a brown-noser. So, of course, Mr. Jack called her. When you intimidate somebody, you scare them, Andrea said, looking all proud of herself. Like, when you intimidate, you scare them. Like that. That's right, Mr. Jack said. Well, sure was right. Andrea got one of those electronic book things for her birthday. Now she live any words all the time to show everyone how smart she is. What is her problem? Why can't a truck of electronic books fall on Andrea's head? There are many ways to intimidate an attacker, Mr. Jack told us. First, you need to know how to scream, Andrea. I heard you scream earlier. Will you please celebrate? Ee-yah! Screamed Andrea. I covered my ears. Very good. Screamed Andrea. Ee-yah! It's even more intimidating than lots of people scream as a team. Let's hear the rest of you. Ee-yah! We all screamed. That would intimidate a fly, said Mr. Jack. Wow, rude. What if we try your best, okay? Louder! Ee-yah! We all screeched our heads off. If you want to do that to scare everybody in the house, you go ahead. Not sure that'll go well. Much better, said Mr. Jack. That's teamwork. Next, you make sure you make yourself look big. So big, yeah. You can't fight me. How can we look getting bigger than we are? Asked Alexa. Like this, Mr. Jack said. He raised his hand in the air and spread his legs apart. He actually did look bigger. Like how you do a jumping jack, like, yeah! But she sounded like a crazy little scream, Mr. Jack. I'm intimidated, said Emily, who's intimidated by everything. First off, rude. If an attacker thinks you're tough, he'll think twice about bothering you, Mr. Jack said. Take off your jacket and wave it around the air. You need to be as obnoxious and crazy as possible. Okay, doesn't say crazy, just obnoxious, but basically. That should be easy for you, Arlo, said Andrea. You can be obnoxious without even trying. Your face is obnoxious, I told Andrea. Oh, snap, said Ryan. If you're really obnoxious, Mr. Jack told us, an attacker will think you're crazy and leave you alone. Yeah, you are pretty crazy. Going, yeah! Jeez, this chair might tip over. Can't literally lean in the chair I'm sitting in. Watch, Mr. Jack started screaming, yeah! And stomping around and waving his jacket and whistling. And you never believe who walked in the room and the door of that moment. Nobody. It would hurt if you walked into a door, but you never believe who walked in the doorway. It was Mr. Klutz. He watched Mr. Jack screaming, yeah! Stomping around and waving his jacket and whistling. The main crab shook his head, rubbed his forehead with his fingers, and left. See, Miss Jack said, Mr. Klutz thinks I'm crazy, so he left me alone. That's what I call intimidation. Mr. Jack is weird. Yeah, he kinda is. Alright. Let's see, we only have a couple chapters left, because this book isn't too long. Yeah, so next episode we'll finish the last 4 chapters. So let's go really quick, way quicker than Witcher Gordon Humphrey, that's for sure. Alright, well, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to Obby's Playtime to have fun so we can have fun play together very soon. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Remember, do not behave like these people in this book. They're kind of cool in the head.